Is this my wall?
Okay. Yeah. He was very nice to us. This is the
You still owe me a pizza.
January 19th, 20th Emergency Selectmen's meeting. It's 5 o'clock. Full board is present, Melissa Randall, Dale Gray, and Mike Wark. And we're going to discuss town manager ads.
Okay. Can I just do a quick update?
Go
Where I
ahead.
think I am? You
Yeah,
tell
we
me
should
if I'm
tell
wrong.
you because I'm totally
Okay.
confused.
Well, we got people here that haven't been here, so
Well, see, what I figured we need some counsel in this whole
don't
thing.
disagree.
Bring everybody in, let's make a decision.
We got in 12, 13,
Yeah.
opened them all up, went through all of them, narrowed it down to 4. Anybody that had, nobody said no.
Two were excellently qualified. Second guy, the second man was from New York State, and he was in New York State, and then we got some bad feedback, so we put
Went to 3.
him up. So we went to 3. Number 1 guy didn't want us. Number 3 guy, I don't want. Number 4 guy, we interviewed the other night. We've got a few issues there. Each one of us does.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 2 more out there that I have as arranged a interview for Sunday at noon.
Right.
Or at 1 o'clock, excuse me,
Right.
here.
This Sunday at 1?
Mr. Sebeck.
Okay, that should work.
And
I know we had 2 from in town that we said no.
I would like the one in town
The one in town,
the in town, I would like to interview the in town.
Okay.
If we could, I can arrange that for this week. The last one that's of interest is in Old Orchard Beach. Do I pursue or don't pursue?
Is that the one that, because I know we can't really say names, but is that the one that wanted all kinds of money?
No, he didn't say, there was no money involved. She didn't talk money. She didn't talk money.
We said out of the gate, well, anybody you want. In other words, I'm not going to say we won't talk to them. That's fine.
Can we do Sebeck and in town first, and
You do.
and then if we don't like, we go to that one last?
I would rather only
I
personal.
don't see anybody giving up Old Orchard Beach to come up here.
No, I don't. And I think if you go to Old Orchard Beach, if you're settled down there, you're not moving to Sangerville.
Right.
And if you are going to move to Sangerville, you're not moving to Sangerville for $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a year.
We also did a little online vetting. So, I mean, how did we go through 14 people? Well, some of those people, if you go on and you check the minutes, it's pretty easy to figure out what happened, and you might leave that and say, I don't really want to get involved in that. So that's kind of, we did a little sleuthing. And we really only did that on the 4 that we winnowed it down to. So that hasn't really happened with the new applicants.
Nope.
Well,
I didn't look at any of them.
we all have our
We all
own
know
take
that
on.
one.
And Mr. Sebeck, we need to do some sleuthing between now and Sunday.
Yeah.
You need to.
Can we get the name before we leave?
Yes,
I don't remember
I'll
that
forward
name.
it. Alina forwarded it to me, and I'll forward it to you tonight. So the
Forward.
question that we're debating tonight is, are we going to advertise in the Bangor Daily and try to get more people, or say, this is what we've got, let's pick from amongst?
Well, before
Yeah.
we had a meeting on Wednesday. It was an interview, so it wasn't on, there were no minutes. But at the end of that meeting, we agreed to open up, look at the previous applicants, keep this process moving forward, and at the same time, rerun our ads.
But what changed between Wednesday and Friday is that we're having a crisis with the clerk. She's sick. She went. There's now a surgeon and a biopsy involved.
I don't think we're supposed to be talking about this.
Well, she doesn't mind if I say it, because that makes it a crisis, because if she is out on leave, we have no one.
Correct.
It is this is what a municipal crisis feels like right now.
I don't disagree. Do you guys want us to hire somebody? That's my question. And I'm going to throw it right out to you 4 right now. Everybody's telling me, do not hire a town manager that you think will not work for our town, and you're going to fire him in 6 months. If you guys tell me, go ahead and do it because we need somebody, that's a different conversation to have.
I think you need somebody. And because of the situation. If the situation wasn't what it may be, then you could wait longer.
And there's no telling, I mean, you go out and advertise again, doesn't mean you're going to be any better off at the end of that process than you are now.
Do you want to hire somebody even though you think you're going to fire them?
Yeah, but is that the situation? Are you saying,
With what we've interviewed right now, I would say that, yes. I'm not, now what the next ones are gonna be, we haven't interviewed them, so I don't even,
Well, let me throw it to you this way. If worst case scenario happens and you wind up with one less clerk,
that's
What
a
do you-
different scenario.
what are you gonna do?
That's a difference.
Then we would be looking to hire an interim town manager clerk,
Well, I'll
just
tell you
like we
what,
have.
I went on MMA's website today to look at their interim town manager list.
I did that yesterday.
Nobody. And you can't get interim clerks.
No, I understand, but
You can't, it.
But the other thing though, okay, but the other thing is this. I already told you right from the get-go, I don't see the need to advertise out of the Portland area.
No.
Because you're advertising this far away, you're not gonna get anybody up here. But I think out of the 13, I would, and this is a guess, so take it for what I'm saying. I could be full of crap, but out of the 13 people we got, 70-80% of them come off that MMA website. That didn't cost us anything.
I bet that's, well, I can't quantify it, but I bet you're right. I mean, we got 14 applications, some from as far as like Washington State. And we ran in the Observer and the Gazette. I don't think that's where that came from.
No.
Now, I think we could have run one ad in the Bangor paper for probably what we spent in those two little papers. And I suspect we would have had more eyeballs see that ad, but I don't know that. And you can run ads on Craigslist for virtually nothing, and you can run ads on monster.com for very cheap, but we haven't really tried.
Well, it's the time frame that's the problem.
No question, this is dragged out, but there's a number of reasons for that, too.
Oh, yeah. Nobody's pointing fingers at anybody. It's just.
We've gone through a number of town managers in a very few number of years.
Oh, 9 and 9.
And I
9
think,
and 10.
I think it's kind of important to try to get this as right as we can.
but that isn't a terribly unusual situation, unfortunately.
No, in
No,
fact,
but your candidate pool's getting worse. That's the problem.
yeah, when you sit
If
down with the person
If I
who's
see the
been-
town manager and fire him in 6 months, what are you gonna get next time around? Less.
And when you sit down and talk to a person who's been in 3 towns in 3 years,
They don't want that.
that's what I'm thinking.
We didn't have,
If there's somebody that the other two guys think are qualified, and you say, geez, I don't think so, why not have a one-on-one interview with them?
We haven't even gotten to that.
Well, there's one that,
there's
Maybe
one,
did
there's
you-
one that
you
is,
said no, but did the other two say yes, or maybe?
No.
Oh, okay, all right.
There's never been a motion to hire anyone,
Or,
ever.
We've only technically interviewed 2
oh,
people.
okay.
One of them, and both of them, we all have reservations. I don't think anybody would sit here and tell you,
That's the one, I mean, because you want to bring them back for a second interview, or even a
right,
third interview.
absolutely.
And-
That's,
Question.
but
I'm
that's
not
what-
opposed to having one of the interviews that we did talking to him again.
Yeah,
I mean, point blank, I'm gonna tell him I think he was full of crap, but
that's fine.
that's fine. I want him to answer it because
Call them up.
Yeah. But it sounds like you have 2 more qualified, potentially qualified people left to interview.
Yeah,
And
What's
that
that
will
like?
make the decision whether you advertise, because in the past, we hired one person from away, I think it was from Millinocket, didn't work. When the storms were bad, guess where he was? Home in bed.
no, I know
And there was another one that traveled about 30 miles, it didn't work.
it don't work.
It don't work, they have to be.
My thought is,
Corinna, and that's about as far away as you want, maybe a 30-mile
the
radius.
one that we're debating so hard over is an hour away.
An hour away.
Round room.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
probably.
it's
Well,
okay.
35, 40
It depends on the person, if they're gonna get up and be qualified. I mean, if they're not a go-getter, forget
And
it.
I'll tell you right now, I mean, I know we've said we're gonna do this amongst us. I am not afraid to grab 2 people from public and seat with us to help us with this.
nor am I.
Would you guys like to weigh in on it with us? I mean,
It's-
seriously.
I mean, seriously.
We could use some
I
help.
need my schedule, I get what you want
Well,
on the plate right now.
Sunday at 1, we've got one coming in. Can you guys be here to help us with that on Sunday?
I don't know yet.
I mean,
Yeah, you can. I'll.
I'm not, I mean, I don't,
I mean, I'll even give up my vote for Brent's on this one. Okay.
No, my vote don't count.
No.
I don't even,
We
I
can give
mean,
a recommendation.
and it's just, yes, I don't care. I mean, I know because of confidentiality, we have to have an official committee and blah, 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 blah. But I'm not opposed to putting some public into this. I mean, but I don't think, at this point in the game, I don't think any of us have done anything to not make this happen.
No.
I mean,
No, that's not the point. It's just now the game stepped up majorly on Thursday.
I say if
Majorly.
anything though, that supports the argument for running your ads. In fact, they should have been running on Wednesday because we need as many qualified applicants as we can get our fingers on. Because if the two that we talk to next week, we all say thumbs down, we're not even trolling.
I
But
think,
if you say thumbs up, you've wasted $1,000.
There's
Now,
no,
I
you know,
can-
there's no way. If you were paying $1,000 to run an ad in the newspaper, we are getting robbed.
The MMA's free.
Oh, yeah, MMA's free.
that's
we're not even on it.
Our labs,
We're not even on it.
it lapsed when, on our
No,
lab day.
actually, I was on it today.
Are we still there?
No,
No,
but
it
I see
lapsed.
there was another town on there that said reopened. So I assume that's what that
That-
means.
yeah.
However, if Albina, I don't know who did that or how.
You can get 2 weeks on the Bangor Daily, 30 days online for about $600.
Yeah.
That's not a big deal compared to getting the right person. It's a very small investment. We're talking about hiring someone, we're gonna probably pay them 50 grand a year.
Right.
I mean, I'm looking at this. I mean, I'm not opposed to looking at the rest of these, but the mindset needs to remember is when we opened all these, it was literally, you know, we sat here. This is the okay pile. This is the no way pile. Read it, hand it. All agreed, no way, no way. That's where all those went. That's how we got to 4.
And then we went back and said, if you have a name that you want to include, no objection, you include them. And
And
we
then we
still
had-
ended up at 4.
We had to go back to the no way pile to get the 2 interviews.
So I think we should be
It's tough right
running
now in the
our
hiring
ad.
world. Qualified people just aren't out there.
There isn't any.
I don't care
And we're
what
not-
level
I don't-
you
and I think
hire
that's what-
Or a town manager. It's gonna
I know
be
we're all going to have to settle. There's no doubt.
Yeah, no
It's-
perfect person.
There's not, and I understand that, but you got to settle in the right way. Being qualified in some areas is not really the right way to settle.
Right. Well, if you do another 1 or 2 interviews and you don't come up, then you gotta do something, throw it right back.
I'm
on
pretty
and
sure
then-
in town, I can get in here on Sunday too. Like we
I would
do them
think.
back to back, I would imagine. We do 1 at 1, 1 at 2,
I can be available on Sunday.
so you.
And any of you
maybe-
want to sit on the, can we let,
Yeah, we
the-
can invite anybody we want.
to sit in on the interview?
Why not?
Probably should let the applicant know we're doing that, I guess. Because they have a
probably
privacy
have
right.
to- No, I mean, it's,
As long as they don't walk out and divulge all, everything's cool.
All right.
Yeah, see, you go into executive session. That applies to everybody who's there. You know,
I mean, without divulging a name or anything, the candidate we interviewed the other day told us 150% verbatim everything you will ever want to hear. Times 150%, times 150%, times 150%. You know, I mean,
Are
if
you saying
could-
your
That's
BS meter
easy
was
to
going
do.
on?
You just get online and study all these questions.
We had already done that.
you didn't have to.
And then you gotta look at the body language and
It was
and
pretty
how they
obvious.
present themselves and go, yes, no, maybe.
You didn't even have to. I
Yeah.
mean, one round of budget committee, and you knew that a lot of it was inappropriate. I guess would be the politically correct way to.
Well,
The
there's
candidate, if they're qualified, should answer all your questions.
Oh, he
Meet
did.
with your personal objectives that first meeting.
Mhm.
If they don't, you gotta toss them real quick. It's the second or possibly a third interview that's the toughest, because if they stay on top of things, they can really sway you one way or the other. And it's a crapshoot.
If things were better in the office, we did have a candidate, honestly. If that was a different scenario with not what's going on now, that candidate would rank higher. He had other knowledge and experience, but lacked over there. And under the circumstances, we can't lack over there.
Right,
Not 100%. I mean, we can lack a little.
right.
So, I mean, and I'm not saying that one's officially out of the door, but he's, I don't know.
Some
Yeah,
town
I-
managers won't do the clerical work when they have to pitch in and help, and that's a problem in a small community like this.
Yeah.
You gotta do the clerical work just as well as the managerial work.
Yeah, you can't
It's
sit.
working, it's a working job.
You can't sit behind the
It's not-
desk.
Correct.
Don't disagree. I mean, if you guys don't think we should be spending an expense. I mean, I think we need to advertise, because I'm just afraid we're going to go through these two, because honestly, the one in Sabac, I cannot even remember. So I'm speaking really off the line here. But the other one,
So you guys need to be here a half an hour early.
Yeah.
And I'll dig out I gotta get a little bit.
Well, it'd be kind of nice if
Be
we
here
had their
45.
names so we could do a little online research.
no, she said we'll get that tonight.
Oh, okay, that'd be perfect.
Yeah, but as far as I would like to
Okay.
reread what because I don't remember him.
No, because we didn't really consider them.
No, so it would be nice to do that before we.
I
have
would
the-
like these three to sit in on the guy we interviewed Wednesday night and bring him back for a second with these three sitting with him.
Okay.
We get him on some weeknight this week when you're not in on a day that you haven't been running ragged going to Canada and back.
If you got them three sitting in, bring them in. If I can't, just set it up. If I can't make it, you increase this, double this committee.
But it's still going to take your vote to yea or nay, and
Well, we're not going to hire him on Wednesday.
no. But I think you should.
I would strongly with what we're gonna have for opinions. I think I could be. I know what's sitting there. If they can come out of if their BS meter doesn't go through the roof like mine,
Okay.
or if they can come out of that meeting and be okay, then
My only reservation with Wednesday night, I have to tell you, is there's a large personality involved there, and between the other large personalities, Alvina might get swamped. Is what I mean. Part of the criteria here is finding somebody that fits with Alvina. That's 22 years she's given us. And
Well, if you don't think that.
I don't know. That's-
Why waste it?
This is the guy who had 3 towns in 3 years.
Right.
No,
That
he
raises a
had
red flag to
no.
me.
Yeah, like
If I'm
that.
hiring anybody.
Kind of
make
flair.
sure they
3.5 years.
switch jobs every year.
Because he was 2.5, 2.5 and
And the
one.
last one,
Was he in a year in Brownville? I don't think.
and the last one, the minutes
Yeah.
clearly indicate
He was
what
in
the
Jack-
problem was, and he
He's around
obfuscated
for 2.5
that while he was
and
sitting
Jackman
there.
won.
No, he was in Bradford for 2.5.
So I didn't really need to hear a
that's
lot
right.
more.
2.5 in Brad.
But I don't
Okay.
think he was a year in
Dude
Brownville.
did 2.5 in one town, 2.5 in another town,
No,
and
I
1 year
think
in
he was.
another town.
No,
He was up in there for a while. No.
not that long.
No?
And he was only 6 months, I think, in Jack. He went very long, Jack.
He gave us a list of his accomplishments. And right
But if you
now
go
it's
online, read the
decorating for
minutes.
Christmas.
He's a hell of a guy.
All right, I'll drop that one. But all right.
He run a 10 million public works department.
Let's do our interviews on
200,000 a year.
Sunday. Let's get our ads going again. It's not $2,000. For a few $100, we can get this pipe filling up with applicants again.
Put it right back
We got
on there.
14 people, and we.
I think that's your biggest
half-
thing.
I think MMA
MMA
is the where to go with it because we're looking for.
Not only
we're
that
looking for a
is
manager.
who is doing this. I know a lot of people don't, but we do have a Facebook thing. And I know it's kind of dumb.
I'm not doing it. I'm putting too much time in this already.
No,
I'm
but
not doing it.
who even has access to the
It's on
towns?
the manager's computer.
If we could put a thing on that, anybody in town that's on it's could share the hell out of it. I mean, that would gonna go out more than MMA and
If we can get a Bangor paper ad for $500,
Yeah,
you guys don't think that's worth doing?
yeah, I think it is.
Well, you'll know Monday, you'll know Sunday.
Let's go to Sunday. Sunday we
I don't
can
think
get through
you can
Sunday.
advertise anything right now anyways.
Yeah, you
No,
don't.
no, I can put it on online. It'll activate immediately,
Oh, okay.
whatever day I want. It's going to run for 14 days with a better than crappy position, like with a border, and 30 days online.
Do it Sunday after the interview.
Okay? Yeah, yep,
Good. You hit the new week and
we're off and running.
All right.
And the MMA we
How
can
do
put
we-
up anytime.
Monday.
Who has to do
Monday
the
morning,
MMA?
put it on there Monday?
Are they gonna do it on Monday?
Okay, because I mean it's on there now. Oh, we just got to go in and bump
Yeah,
it up
they're-
or
they're
whatever.
closed down for the
Reopen,
weekend.
yeah.
It's good.
Reopen.
It's good. We'll let her. She put it on the first time, so she knows what she did. So.
Correct.
All right, so we're good.
Yeah, because that's the other thing about, and I know you got to have sort of kind of thing with the one we just interviewed. Beside my BS meter, the other thing is, I will bet you anything that personality will not work without me.
I know this.
He
Well,
will.
if you already think that, then it's.
He has got a very large personality. He seemed very controlling, very
Good word.
opinionated, he was very stern corporate management. So it's, and I don't think that's going to work.
Some aspects we need that.
I know.
That's the bad part. We had that conversation.
That's what I was finding lovely in the whole thing.
You
Yeah,
know,
man, come in
You
here.
could pull a piece out of that, we could do it, but at the end of the day, it's not going to, Alvina would be a wreck. She would.
Well, you can almost handle that with Alvina too, because you can tell him point blank, Alvina does not work for you. And she doesn't technically.
That's the whole thing.
She's an appointed position. You guys appoint Alvina.
It doesn't matter who.
Yeah, she's gonna be in that
She's the
office
one.
all day.
It isn't me and you or her that's got to work beside her
And-
every day.
Like Rick said, they gotta be able to work together. You know,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
and I'm not, I don't think it's fair to know that he would or wouldn't get along, because we don't really know. I do know his work history, and I know he obfuscated that. He did not want to step up to the plate on that.
Yeah.
And that was kind of sour with me on it. So.
Yeah, if
Yeah, it
he'd
should
come
be
in, I
okay.
agree. If he'd have come in and said, okay,
If
this
he'd
is
have
what
been on-
happened.
Here's what
this
happened. I got in a pissing contest over this contractor, and that one got mad
And
at
God
me,
knows
but he didn't do
way to
it.
get in a pissing contest. This is the town to find it.
In fact, it's funny, the first guy we talked to got in a pissing contest over a plowing contract, and he owned up to it. He said, this is what happened, they got mad at me, but at least, because he knew we could find it.
Yeah.
So-
Well, truthfulness is good.
That was better than hearing that I ran a 10 million public works with all kinds of trucks and did all the
It
work.
was the 6
and-
miles of road for 200,000 that blew me away.
No, it was I ran 10 full-time employees. Public work department
Oh,
was
yeah,
200,000.
yeah.
He paved 13 and a half miles of road for 600,000.
I thought that was pretty impressive, actually. 13 miles of road for 600 grand.
I know.
That's what he wanted you to say.
13 miles of road for 600,000?
Yeah.
He must have put a skinny mix on.
Well,
It's the
I
skinniest
think when we got him, he would say, oh, I dropped a zero.
Hey, I said that every year. The last 2 years of budget committee, we need to stop spray painting our roads black. We need to fix them. That's all I said.
You couldn't even seal it for that.
No.
I understand the urgency.
Right.
I'm not
That's just
minimizing that in any way.
that's all
But
I'm trying to do is
we're going to
step
have
it
to deal with it. If the worst thing happens, the worst thing happens. If somebody get hit by a car tomorrow, we still have to hire a good town manager.
That's right.
That's just, there's no shortcut.
And it freaked me out because I didn't realize how truly precarious this whole operation is. You know, it hinges truly on one woman. Everything.
Well, nobody's.
We put ourselves in that predicament.
Nobody's irreplaceable, but
But I mean, but
It's
we've
something that-
If
allowed that.
something
to
horrible
happen.
happened, I think help would come out of the woodwork. And would we run perfectly? No, but we would
It'd
survive.
be a little inconvenience and people would be upset, but things would go on.
Yep.
And that's the way to look at it. Do the best you can do.
We have an opportunity to try to get this town on the right track in terms of town manager. I think we should do it right. Now, if it means that we go a month or two longer than we'd like, so be it.
Don't say that. You're gonna give me a stroke.
I know. We're
I don't want to go
Oh,
there.
yeah, it'll take a
Gentle with
month
us.
I don't wanna go that
to
long.
rerun the ad.
I do want to do it right.
I suspect it
I don't
will.
want to think it's gonna go
You gotta
that
take
way.
a month to hire somebody, even if you approve the guy's Sunday as an example.
Look how much disruption we've had since Ken left.
Right.
We don't really want to do this again.
Look at the disruption we had while Ken was here.
They'd say.
Well, and that kind of goes to the point of hiring the wrong person. I'm not blaming anybody for that, but we don't want to hire somebody that we all have suspicions is
I
a
don't
little
want to do.
questionable.
I don't want to do this again.
What?
You've gave me a very good education about being a selectman, and I appreciate it. But I do not want to do this process again.
Right.
I do not want to remove.
This is
good
my third
hire.
time around, so if I'm a little jaded with the whole thing, this is where I'm getting the crap of it.
We're going to try to avoid it again.
All right.
I would like to, and I don't know.
And you can't
I know
say
why we're
hires for
not.
winners.
But I wish we had somebody in the area, and I don't care if they got town manager experience. If we had something in the area with management experience, personnel experience,
That's all you really need.
But-
You need some office experience. You gotta be able-
but I mean, at the management level, you would
Yeah,
have
yeah,
that.
you gotta have the type in, you gotta have the computer abilities.
But we just
A little bookkeeping's a definite bonus.
Well, yeah, that
we didn't really.
general bookkeeper.
You need people that are retiring that figures they need to go back to work for 4 or 5 years, come back in and, that's the perfect for this town.
Although Bernice, the auditor, said you guys have got to quit hiring old men.
There's a difference between somebody that might be getting ready to retire and somebody that's been retired for 20 years.
Or just a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
wants to go
true.
back to work for some reason.
Well, and that's the other thing is, I mean, we've been talking about hiring a full-time manager, but we're not settled on a full-time manager. The right person could take this job. It might be full-time today, but you could work this into a pretty good part-time job. You got some stuff to take care of to get you there, but it could be.
But this time of year, it would never be a part-time job.
No, that's what I'm
Run up-
saying. I
run
mean,
up to town
you
meeting
could do,
and all this.
you could.
You could probably get a lot of slack time, but I don't know about part-time. You know, you get summer, you get all your.
Dave had it
road
figured
work,
out.
Winter time plowing and all that, along that goes with that.
I don't know.
Complaints and.
Trust
All
me.
right, so
My
we're-
plate is overboard full. I would love to hire a town manager weeks ago.
Hey, you guys are doing the best you
Right,
can do.
and see,
All you can
the,
do.
what I've been doing coming in, I come in and she has me a list of callbacks. Call back this, call back that, call back the other thing. And then there's a fair number of just walking off the street crazy stuff, which she's trying, they're right now busy doing the taxes for the end of the year taxes. They got the lady from over in Guilford to come over because Dorian was doing the W-2s and it wasn't working quite right somehow.
Well,
that's-
I'm glad to help you with your callbacks, and that's something you don't need to do all this.
Well, the one last night, did they call you about the truck?
Well, you
last
both
night?
got involved in the tow truck.
The towed truck, yeah,
I heard
yeah,
enough
yeah.
about the truck.
The truck. It shouldn't have been towed,
Okay.
and somebody was sticking it to us when they towed it, okay? But what are you gonna do? The cop was here, it was loaded on the truck when,
Once they're hooked up, they
once
don't.
it's, right, it was done.
But the bad thing is,
But who
though-
called? Who made the decision to tow that truck incorrectly?
Anyway, we can't discuss that.
Oh, okay.
It's an emergency meeting.
You can probably figure it out if you think hard enough
Yeah,
about it.
that's what,
I think you answered my question.
honestly, I didn't want to go there.
Right, so.
Okay.
But now I already know we do have a very upset townsperson about this.
They'll get over it or they won't. It's Sangerville.
Correct.
It's Anytown. It's the same
It's the
as.
smallest line.
I know.
Okay, so we set. We know what we're doing. We're coming in Sunday. All you guys are invited. Terry, you're invited too.
Okay,
You're certainly part of that. And let's talk to them, see if we can get anything with them. If that, you go home and push the button on the ad.
Yep.
And
Yep. We'll do that after our meeting. We'll make a decision after the meeting. What we're
Right,
going to do on
right.
that.
right.
But
okay.
MMA will get up on Monday regardless.
Right. Well, if we push the button on the ad, then Alvin
Okay.
will put it up on Monday.
Yep.
Okay.
How do you do that? Run that through your credit?
I'll just come in here.
We don't
Put it
have
on.
a credit card. Just give us the bill, and
Okay.
she'll reimburse you because the town doesn't have a credit card for some
We
crazy
will,
reason.
before we spend any money, we'll put it on the record.
They did for a while. But
Yeah, I don't think we don't need a
It's
credit card.
something about the bank. It was the way the bank accounts are set. We're not allowed to run a credit card for some reason. We can't do it.
you have to put it up back on the website, update it on the website.
Yeah. If
It's
you
on
would
the
do that.
website?
Yeah.
You're gonna-
And you guys should know that she's been taking care of the website and
Yes,
really
it's
been
good.
very helpful.
Oh, and thank you for making home the opening page.
I didn't even know I did that.
Well, you did an awesome job because that's been my pet peeve forever. You always open it up and you got this 404 thing on there. Then you have to
Oh.
click home to go back, and
Oh, that's.
now when you open it up, it goes to the home page, which usually that's how it works.
It's probably not even anything you did.
And we're not in England anymore.
That's good. But for a while we were
Oh,
located
that's
in
setting
England.
up the meetings on the calendar, that there's a little, yeah,
Yeah.
every time I use it, I learn a little bit more.
Okay, so we're good. So
Very good.
I'd like to make a motion we adjourn at 5:28.
Second.
We're out.